Sponsored by RxCardClub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. RxCardClub.com. UFC 306 live results. Noche UFC at the Sphere. It's a historic night in both UFC and sports history with UFC 306, the first ever sporting event from the Sphere in Las Vegas. The event is also known as Riyadh Season Noche UFC. One of the UFC's biggest stars competes in the main event as Bantamweight champion Sean OMalley defends against top contender Merab Dvalishvili. OMalley is making his second title defense after coming off a successful title defense over Marlon Vera in March. Dvalishvili finally gets his long-awaited title shot on the heels of 10 straight wins. In the come-on event, the trilogy will conclude as women's flyweight champion Alexa Grasso defends against former champion Valentina Shevchenko. Grasso became the champion in a stunning upset when she submitted Shevchenko in March 2023. Grasso remained the champion following a draw in their rematch at the first ever Noche UFC last September. The two square off for a third time following a stint as coaches on The Ultimate Fighter. The main card features an exciting featherweight bout pitting former title challenger Brian Ortega versus rising prospect Diego Lopes. Plus, lightweights Daniel Zellhuber and Esteban Ribovics square off, and a flyweight bout between Ronaldo Rodriguez and Ode Osbourne kicks off the main card. 19-year-old prospect Raul Rosas Jr. will be in the opening bout of the night, taking on Aoriqileng. ESPN News Prelims, 7:30 p.m. ET/4:30 p.m. PT. Greater than bantamweights Raul Rosas Jr., 9-1, 3-1 UFC, versus Aoriqileng, 25-11 1 North Carolina, 3-3-1 North Carolina UFC. Greater than flyweights Edgar Chairez, 11-5 1 North Carolina, 1-1-1 North Carolina UFC, versus Joshua Van, 10-2, 3-1 UFC. Greater than women's strawweights Yasmin Jauregui, 11-1, 3-1 UFC, versus Ketlen Souza, 14-4, 1-1 UFC. Greater than lightweights Manuel Torres, 15-2, 3-0 UFC, versus Ignacio Bahamondes, 15-5, 4-2 UFC. Greater than women's bantamweights number 5 Irene Aldana, 15-7, 8-5 UFC, versus number 8 Norma Dumont, 11-2, 7-2 UFC. ESPN Plus PPV main card, 10 p.m. ET/7 p.m. PT. Greater than flyweights Ronaldo Rodriguez, 16-2, 1-0 UFC, versus Ode Osbourne, 12-7, 4-5 UFC. Greater than lightweights Daniel Zellhuber, 15-1, 3-1 UFC, versus Esteban Ribovics, 13-1, 2-1 UFC. Greater than featherweights number 3 Brian Ortega, 16-3 1 North Carolina, 8-3 North Carolina UFC, versus number 13 Diego Lopes, 25-6, 4-1 UFC. Greater than UFC Women's Flyweight Championship see Alexa Grasso, 16-3-1, 8-3-1 UFC, versus number 1 Valentina Shevchenko, 23-4-1, 12-3-1 UFC. Greater than UFC Bantamweight Championship see Sean OMalley, 18-1-1 North Carolina, 10-1-1 North Carolina UFC, versus